people don't really know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? They live in the same house and won't even help each other. Somebody could be dead broke in the house. Everybody else could be in there with money out the pocket, and they'll just let the person in the house be dead broke. That's the reason why I believe we haven't been taught how to stick together. You know what I'm saying? All right, man, Torture Talk After Hours, you know what it is. So today's episode, we're going to be talking about, what is this doing that? What is it doing? Oh, okay, that's something else. All right, so today's episode, we're going to be talking about all the white women basically shouting out Kendrick. And we're going to get into this, man. This should be a goodie. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. This is After Hours. You know what it is. Let's get it, man.
Do you want to know my feelings about the fact that Kendrick Lamar only had black people during his halftime show at the Super Bowl? I think it's fucking perfect. Go on. That fucking show was just spot on, start to finish. Gave me chills, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad that he didn't put any white people in it, because guess what? Get rid of the DEI, and black people don't need to represent white people anymore. What a terrible shame.
I now understand that halftime show. Let me explain it to you real quick. Come on. All right, so it went.
She look kind of good, I ain't gonna lie. She's pretty as hell. Yeah, she look good, girl. You look good, girl. I ain't gonna lie. She's a nice looking woman. Yeah, so let's talk about that real quick, the DEI thing. See, everybody wanted DEI to go away, right? Everybody wanted it to go away. Oh, no more DEI. But then you got conservatives who always saying DEI should go away, but y'all complaining now that Kendrick Lamar didn't have no white people in his show. Okay, so let's say this. Let's play this out. You know what I'm saying? Let's play this out. Because honestly, this has to be said, right? So you saying you don't want no white people. You saying that he had no white people. Who is the best dancers when it comes to that type of choreography? Why would you want to have white dancers when black people fill the role best? So you can't be mad and say you hate DEI, but then when black people don't use white people, then you want DEI. Doesn't make sense. Like, come on, you're being a hypocrite right now. You got to cut it out. You got to cut it out.
For you, that's why they told you to turn that TV off, and you listened. That's why, all right? But let me explain it. It was a political statement. It was a political statement with a diss at the end. And if you didn't know Kendrick Lamar's music or his background or anything, it still wasn't for you. It wasn't for you. This is all from the comments section of my last post. This wasn't for you. It wasn't for me. It wasn't for you. It ain't for you, baby. That's okay. I had another guy just tell me I wasn't black enough. Now, that really hurt. But I don't know what can get more political than the first sitting living president coming to the Super Bowl. I feel like that's a big statement, right? Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. You know, I'm just very aware that I'm not woke enough. And evidently, what does this dumb redneck know? I'm just dumb redneck. But yeah, no, this wasn't for you. So just, you know, get up in the fetal position and just cry and cry, because this just wasn't for you, baby.
People keep saying this 40 acres and a mule thing was about.
Yeah, I had to stop it because I had to stop it. Yeah, I love the way she talked too. In such a weird, strange way. I believe Kendrick Lamar's performance has brought America together. I know a lot of y'all probably hate the performance, but a lot of y'all probably understand. Like I said before, a lot of y'all now are starting to look up certain things and go and realize that we all in this together. I think that Kendrick Lamar performance has opened some white people's eyes. I ain't going to lie to you, and maybe not in the way what y'all think where it's a bad thing. Maybe in a way it's a good thing. Maybe they open their eyes towards black culture and say, okay, this is what black culture is. You know what I'm saying? I think that that's a good thing. I mean, to be honest with you, we had to sit through and endure all these other Super Bowls with a bunch of white artists, which is nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't know those songs, and y'all did. So why y'all mad that we have something for ourselves now? Now the NFL is representing black culture. Like, come on. Like, I don't think y'all should be mad about that. I think y'all should celebrate it. Black culture is American culture. Same way as white culture is American culture. It should all be celebrated. Correct? Right? That's all I'm saying.
Broken promises to black people, and yeah, but can we finally just also call it what it was? It was theft. I am loving all of the analysis of Kendrick Lamar's brilliant Super Bowl performance, and I cannot claim to know nearly enough to explain all of the nuance there. But the one thing I have kind of been picking up on is that we keep when he says 40 acres and a mule, this is bigger than the music. I keep hearing people talking about this historically like this was some altruistic thing after the Civil War that the government just didn't follow through on. And we talk about black people this way all the time. Like, oh my God, we've got to, have welfare. We've got to have these handouts for equity and fairness and to make up for historical disadvantages and all of that. But the reason Black Americans have historically been poor and been disenfranchised is because we keep stealing their stuff. We started with stealing their labor. That built so much of the wealth in this country. And then after, there's like this tiny little pittance of, hey, maybe you should get some back pay from the estates of the people that were stealing from you, among other things. And then we kind of went, yeah, nah. So especially when we have Kendrick Lamar calling out things like he owns his music because he made it by himself. That's his.
Okay, some of the things I agree with her on, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna look in the camera and say this. I'm 100% for reparations. 100%. I 100% believe black people deserve reparations in this country because number one, all the endurement that we had to go through as far as the trauma, the physical and mental trauma that's been passed down through generations, and I have a lot of conservative friends. I know a lot of y'all disagree with it. Even black conservatives, I know y'all disagree with it. But the only reason why most of y'all black conservatives disagree with it because the white conservatives disagree with it. The only reason why y'all disagree with it because y'all think that it's going to hurt the economy. Because every time I talk to somebody that's a black conservative, they always say the same thing. Well, why should they give us money? You think that's going to damage the economy. You don't care about the economy. You don't care. You don't care. You don't care. And on top of that, trust and believe they sent you a check for $1 million, you going to cash it. So that's all I'm saying. But I definitely believe all the hardships that we've been through, all the stuff that we've been through, black people in this country, you know what I mean, descendants of slaves, we was brought here, yeah, 100% we should receive some type of compensation for that. You know what I'm saying? And then that'd be that. That's all I'm saying. But I agree with her on certain things.
I think we can stand to kind of look a little bit more and go, hey, America's also theirs. It is the black story. It is black people building and working and white people trying to take it and successfully taking it a lot of the time. Especially with all this talk about DEI and, oh, it's undeserved, it's a handout, you're not choosing the best people. That's just such bullshit. Nothing we have talked about doing in the name of equity is some unfair gift because we feel bad. It's just paying back what's stolen.
Hey, White Rat fan here. I loved the halftime show. And
Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Robbie Masaga. Today I want us to talk about Kendrick Lamar's 40 Acre and a Mule. A lot of people didn't immediately understand the message behind this song, and some had to do research to fully.
I don't know if that was a voiceover. No clue. Ain't that was playing in the background, so obviously I pressed stop, so it must be that. So let me run it back and make sure, because that was crazy. Oh shit.
Robbie Masaga. Today I want us to talk about Kendrick Lamar's 40 Acre and a Mule. A lot of people didn't immediately understand the message behind this song, and some had to do research to fully grasp what Kendrick was saying. But let's be honest, this is more than just a song. It's a statement about history, injustice, and broken promises made to Black people. Some white women are talking about how 40 Acre and a Mule wasn't meant to be a catchy, feel-good song, but a powerful message. They're saying Kendrick was making a statement and that many people missed the deeper meaning.
Hey, white rap fan here. I loved the halftime show. And not just because Kendrick is one of my favorite rappers. No. Because of his specific reference to his own song, Wesley's Theory, when he was saying 40 acres and a mule. I believe he was referring to Wesley's Theory specifically because it's the first track on his To Pimp a Butterfly album, which, according to Genius, is about how racist American institutions uphold white supremacy by exploiting Black creators for profit. Now, let's just take a look at the Super Bowl in general first. I'm not saying nothing. Now, I want to go ahead and talk about some specific lyrics from Wesley's Theory in the first verse with Kendrick. When I get signed, homie, I'ma buy a strap, straight from the CIA, set it on my lap, take a few M16s to the hood, pass them all out on the block, what's good? Now, this is obviously referencing the CIA infiltrating Black neighborhoods through, the crack epidemic, and then also MK Ultra, which I'll be making a video about in a little bit. Now, the next verse I'm going to talk about is what I was specifically thinking of when he said 40 acres and a mule. What you want, you a house or a car, 40 acres and a mule, a piano, a guitar, anything. Say my name is Uncle Sam, I'm your dog. Motherfucker, you can live at the mall. Now, I'm just ripping this straight off of the American College of Trust and Estate Council's website, but 40 acres and a mule refers to the unfulfilled promise made to formerly enslaved African Americans after the Civil War, which was intended to provide them with land and resources for economic self-sufficiency. The phrase symbolizes the ongoing struggle for reparations and economic justice for descendants of slaves in the United States. I believe in this specific verse, the Uncle Sam character is saying 40 acres and a mule.
All right, so I want to look that up. Now, I know what she's saying is correct. That's actually correct. But I want to look up why. That's the question I have. Why wasn't that promise fulfilled? Like, why? Why didn't they give Black people the 40 acres and a mule? Why? What happened? You know what I'm saying? I need to look that up. I'm gonna look that up when I get off of this video. I'm gonna go look that up. But why wasn't Black people given 40 acres and a mule? 40 acres is a lot. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That's a lot. For real. 40 acres? God damn. Give me 40 acres. But that's a lot. I want to ask why. Why? So we'll see.
Mockingly, because he's like a house or a car, 40 acres and a mule, a piano, a guitar, because consumerism has taken over that original American dream of owning land. That's kind of why we conquered the entire continent in the first place, because everybody wanted to own land. And I believe Kendrick is specifically critiquing American consumerism and the way it's affected the Black community. I don't want to speak too much on it because I'm not Black, but how there's not been as much of an opportunity to build up generational wealth, and the government's hand in pushing consumerism and buying nice things as success in America and a way to rise up in the class structure. I'm just going to go ahead and wrap up the video now. If you enjoyed this, follow me for more history content. I'm doing a Black history lesson every...
Well, I'll kind of agree on a certain thing she said, but I also believe that what Kendrick said in that song was actually accurate. We were persuaded to doing what they want us to do, but because once you give somebody freedom, the only thing you can do is just basically control them a certain way. They can have freedom, but if you can control them on how they spend their money, that just doesn't go for black people too. That also goes for white people. That goes for everybody that's poor. If you could persuade them, because it came down to it. If we could persuade the poor to move a certain way, that's what we're gonna do. Or we could give them crumbs and make them believe that we're actually helping them when we're really not. That's what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Make them feel it's kind of like good cop, bad cop. You know, you in the interrogation room, one cop comes in, he's grilling you about something, and another cop comes in and say, "Cut it out, man. Just chill out. Oh man, you doing too much. Get out of here." And then you think that cop is actually helping you, but he's not. That's kind of how they did. Now, as far as the giving away, generational wealth type thing, I think that some of us is at fault for that too, but then again, we was never really taught how to be together on certain things. And I'm talking like family wise, because even if you have 10 people in your family and y'all all making money, y'all could get a house where all of y'all stay in that house. You know what I'm saying? I know it sounds like a lot, but let's say you get a nice size house, 10 people stay in the house. Y'all put your money together. Y'all put money in the savings account. You know what I'm saying? And every bill that comes through the house, y'all all pay for it. That's what some of these other ethnicities do. And that's why they be so successful, because they move along with their family and they help each other out. Black people don't really know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? They live in the same house and won't even help each other. Somebody could be dead broke in the house. Everybody else could be in there with money out the pocket, and they'll just let the person in the house be dead broke. That's the reason why I believe we haven't been taught how to stick together. You know what I mean? And I guess I could blame white people for that in a way. Not all white people, but from back in the day. But now I can't really say I can blame them for that, because we have the mind state now we can actually change that. So it's all up to us to do it.
I will see y'all next video.
There are a lot of political meanings in Kendrick's Super Bowl show that I noticed. So I'm going to urge you to go back and watch his performance while thinking about American history and politics. Consider actor Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam. Who or what does this version of Uncle Sam remind you of? And has Samuel L. Jackson ever played a role like this before? Or is he representing, as some have suggested, how black artists get policed in mainstream spaces? And then you can consider the stage. If you think of the mass incarceration of black Americans, what does the movement on the dancers on the stage represent to you? And then consider the color scheme of red, white, and blue. Does it cause you to consider who can be patriotic or who the American flag belongs to? And when that flag split in half, what do you think Kendrick Lamar was saying? Consider the American workforce, too, from the 1600s through the 1800s. Who built America? And what did it mean when those dancers bent over while we heard 40 acres and a mule, which is one of the many broken promises at the end of slavery? Now, you may say, I don't want politics at my Super Sunday halftime show. And I would ask, then why do we sing the national anthem? Why do we have a military flyover? Why do we have the presentation of arms? Because it's America, and we love to have our sports and our history and our art. And what Kendrick Lamar did was just deliver a very patriotic, historical, and entertaining Super Bowl show.
Some even had to...
That was very well said. And on top of that, Trump was there. So you had the president. I'm going to put it to you like this, right? This is why I said that Super Bowl probably was one of the best, and the halftime show was one of the best. You had, whether you want to say people was there, that's what America is, man. America is everything. Whether you like it or not. Whether you like the protest or not. Whether you like the president or not. Whether you like white people or not. Whether you like black people or not. This is what America is, man. That Super Bowl was what America was, man. That's what we are. everything from conservatives to liberals to progressives to Democrat, Republican, Donald Trump, down to Kendrick Lamar. That's what America is, man. I don't see why people were upset about it. We are a melting pot, bro. That's what it is. You can't be mad at it. Whether you could say, oh, you don't like it, that's cool. But you got to recognize America is not just white people and it's not just black people. America is America, man. It's just that. There's nothing else to it. I don't understand why people don't get that. It is what it is.
To understand what he was really talking about. People are also comparing Kendrick to artists like Michael Jackson and Prince, but they don't even know what Kendrick truly stands for. Kendrick himself has said 40 Acre and a Mule represents a cultural divide and is bigger than just the music. To understand the song's message, we need to look at the history behind the phrase 40 acres and a mule. After slavery ended in 1865, the US government promised freed black people 40 acres of land and a mule to help them become independent. This promise came from Special Order Number 15, issued by Union General William Sherman. The idea was to take land from former white plantation owners and give it to freed black families so they could build their own wealth. But that promise was never kept. After Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, his successor, Andrew Johnson, reversed the order. Instead of giving black people the land they were promised, he returned it to white landowners. This left black families with nothing, forcing many into sharecropping, which kept them in a cycle of poverty and economic dependence. Over time, 40 acres and a mule became a symbol of broken promises to black people. It represents the wealth and opportunities that were denied to them, a loss that still affects black communities today. In 40 Acre and a Mule, Kendrick takes his historical reality and reclaims it. The 40 acres symbolize the stolen land and wealth black people are supposed to have, and the mule represents the independence they were denied. The song speaks to the ongoing reparation and the struggle of black people trying to reclaim what was taken from them. This isn't just about slavery, it's about how black people land has been stolen over and over again throughout history. Kendrick's performance wasn't just a typical show, it was filled with symbolism. Uncle Sam was a part of the performance because this and
all right, so I know I might get some pushback for this, but black people didn't own the land either. Even if they was promised the land, we didn't own it. It wasn't ours. They took the land from whoever they took it from. If black people gonna say that this is stolen land, we can't complain that they didn't give us that stolen land. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying that we don't deserve it. I ain't saying that we didn't deserve 40 acres and a mule. I'm just keeping it real. If you're saying that the land was stolen by white people, you can't be mad and say, well, we deserve this land when the land was stolen already. So you're basically saying that they should give us stolen land. That's basically what y'all saying when y'all say stuff like that. It was promised this, but it was stolen though. So they stole this land from the Indians or the Native Americans. And now you're basically saying that we was promised that land that they stole. Is that what y'all saying? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just telling y'all from what I'm hearing. I'm going to go do some more research and read up on it. But if it was stolen land, like y'all said it was, you can't be mad and say we deserve that land. Now, the mule is something different. The mule, I don't know if that was not stolen, but you know what I'm saying? But let's keep it going. It's almost over.
Issue ties back to the US government's role in black oppression. The divided flag was a clear message that America is still deeply divided when it comes to race and justice. His tone, his energy, his entire presence, it wasn't about making people dance. It was about making them think. White women are also talking about how people keep saying 40 Acre and a Mule is about the broken promises made to black people. Some believe the song is addressing the fact that white people stole black people's land and continue to do so. There are black people who come from wealthy families but struggle to prove their wealth because their land has been stolen repeatedly throughout history. At the end of the day, 40 Acre and a Mule isn't just a song, it's a history lesson. It's a reminder of the promises that were made and never fulfilled. Kendrick is using his platform to tell the truth, to expose the reality that many people either don't know or choose to ignore. Some people want Kendrick to just make catchy songs, but this is bigger than music. This is about justice, history, and holding America accountable. Now, white people are admitting that this was wrong. They're acknowledging that their ancestors took land that wasn't theirs and built generational wealth, while black people were left with nothing. So, what do you guys think about Kendrick's message? Did you catch all?
All right. All right, so I understand what she's saying, but I mean, I gotta call that. I just gotta call that out. I can't sit here and just and be fake about it. Like, if you're saying that the land was stolen, then how can you say that the land belongs to us? And it isn't. I mean, isn't that the same? And on top of that, wasn't Abraham Lincoln a white man? And you're saying a white man gave black people land. Same white people that y'all say is oppressing black people. I mean, again, I'm not trying to go against anything. I'm just being honest because a lot of us, we always look at things from one side. I look at things from both sides. You know what I'm saying? I look at things from both sides. And I'm saying if you saying that the land was stolen and it wasn't our land to begin with, how can you say that we was owed that land? It was stolen anyway. So you're saying that the white people who stole it should give it to black people, but it's still stolen land. That's all I'm saying. So either way, man, this was a great video. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? If you have a difference of opinion in what I said, let me know in the comments, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you have anything for me to look up and read and go study, I'll do that too. And I'll come back and I'll tell y'all what I read and I'll tell you whether I agree with it or disagree with it. Thank y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I'll see y'all. Peace. Bye.